This Witch Blood Mage League starter build has just finished all the campaign and reached early mapping. I will cover my changes on the passive tree, gears, and ascendancy. I will also share my point of view about what has been good and what has been the challenge. So we basically have two cast on freeze kind of working together, and they will both drop commits when this number reaches 100. This is the energy number. And we can also manually cast our comet. So we will have a lot of commits going on during the fight. Let's go and see how this build is playing. Frost Wall first, and lay down our Frost Bomb on the ground, and then cast the Eye of Winter. So basically we do this rotation. So when we have enough freeze, the comet will drop from the above. We can also manually cast our comet as well. Oh, GCP, nice. Let's find another group of mob. So you can see that comet is dropping pretty frequently. Frost the wall, drop the bomb, cast the Eye of Winter, the comet drops, refill our mana, and then cast the comet manually as we need. Yeah, so you can see this goes pretty well. And you can also use what is called Cold Snap to give a heavy blow when the enemies are frozen, like that. Oh, we don't have mana. Then there's no comet to drop. So we still freeze our enemies quite a bit. Shatter them. Comet will automatically drop. There's one comet. We cast our own comet. The mob density here is not good enough. Let's check this group. One comet. Oh, run out of mana. Another one. So you can see our mana has been drained really fast. Oh, another one. Okay. Then we can cast our own comet as well. Two of them together, because they're on the spell echo. Another one dropped automatically. I hope this gives you idea how this build is playing. Oh, I was dead. For the passive tree, I didn't make any changes here, but I basically respect all the point I had here on the left bottom here to other places to the top left section. I'll cover that later. However, many of the nodes stays the same. I went a little bit further on the red side. The reason is that we can get more intelligent point here and get some pretty nice mana regen, and here 50 increased mana regen while moving. This is very good because we are consuming the mana like crazy. And then I try to pick up some of the node to gain some energy because we're casting our comet as well. And also I try to go here to get more spell damage for triggered spells, but I'm not there yet. So my plan is to come to here, at least picking up, recover 3% of mana and also 40% increased spell damage, which is very nice for us. And then further down here, pick up more critical chance. And then this node is actually very good. It has freeze buildup, and the hits ignore elemental resistance on frozen enemies. And then another one, 50% increased damage with hit against the frozen enemies. So with these two, we're dealing a lot of damage for the frozen enemies, and we are actually freezing enemies quite often during the fight. On the left hand side, the major reason I go here is to picking up this Arcane Surge, which has more cast speed and also 20% more. So this is a multiplier on mana regen. With this node, we feel kind of okay, but still we have to manually drink our mana potion to keep it up. And then here, there are some really nice elemental damage nodes. +5 all elemental resistances is pretty good. Some cast speed and critical hit chance, and 40% increased elemental damage if we have dealt a critical hit recently. We are dealing critical hits very often. So for example, if we look at our comet, our crit is at 42% right now. For the Ascendency, let me zoom in a little bit. Sanguimancy is the must pick. We have no choice. And I was using this to try to get not one hit by the bosses. But later on, I just found out while I'm casting even the cast on freeze spells, it's consuming not only the mana, but also our life. As we're consuming a lot of the life, I basically think I constantly die. Not constantly die, but I die a lot. And especially for the boss fight, I will run out of potion. However, I respect to picking up this niche node It sounds like the leech now is working on the cast on freeze, it feels like. And also definitely we're manually casting the comet as well. The comet deal a lot of damage and 10% of that will be leeched as life. This will give us more sustainability during the longer fight, especially for the bosses. And of course, when we are clearing, this is gonna help without consuming a lot of our life potions. Coming to the skills. On the life remnant, we have clarity, cannibalism. This is very good. 4% of life recover on kill. Very good for clearing. We don't use power siphon. On the menu cast comet, we have considerable casting for more damage. Hourglass for more damage with a little bit of cooldown. So this is okay. And the spell alcohol. So this will basically drop 2 comets if we cast manually. And then we use Frost Bomb. Second wind casts twice. Inevitable critical to increase critical hit chance and cold penetration. We can manually cast the hypothermia if we want. And for the major setup is here. We have 2 cast on freeze. The first one we have comet, energy retention, and the magnified effect for clearing. And the second one with comet, concentrated effect, and the impetus is major for bossing. But they will all drop in the same area. When the energy reaches 100%, we will have 2 automated comets and 1 manual casted comet. That's a lot of comets dealing a lot of damage. And when the bosses are, or the mobs are frozen, we can still use our cold slap, supported by ambush, average, and cold mastery to give them a really big blow when they are frozen. If we don't want run 2 cast on freeze, we can actually run blasphemy. They all reserve 60 point of spirit. You can put enfeeble here, and I guess we can also put hyperdemia on the second bullet here. For the frost wall, we use this to block the enemy to make us very safe. And we use spell cascade, glacier to increase the life of the wall, and also glaciation to have more freeze buildup. Finally, we have Eye of Winter. This deals decent damage and also increase the chance to freeze and chill enemies. It is supported by Unleash, Pierce, and Inspiration. Inspiration is really good to reduce the mana cost. We don't constantly cast Eye of Winter. It's just we first drop Frost Wall, and then drop Frost Bomb, and then we cast Eye of Winter. Then the comet will be automatically dropping. When we see the rares or the bosses, we can manually cast our comets. So this is how we play the skills. And then for the gear, a lot of them are just like a random drop. We should be focusing on elemental resistances. The only thing I bought is this wand, which has +4 level for all cold spell skills. This is very important. Also has a little bit again, 90% of damage as actual lightning damage. You can use actual fire damage, cold damage, and also increase the cold damage. Some mana, knife, on kill, the mana on kill. I want to get more mana on kill, but this one doesn't have that. This one cost me, I believe, 1 exalt on the market. It's very easy to find. This build so far is still very cheap. This is a really good drop. It has a lot of life. Also very good to have some critical hit chance. Some resistances. This is still my handcrafted one. Life resistances. The critical damage bonus is not really critical here. This rain life resistances is the most important. And on the body armor, life and resistances for sure. And what is really good is that I have +51 spirit. This will allow us to set another cast on freeze. I think we can also get spirit on the amulet as well, but I didn't search for it. Very garbage gloves, life resistances. I don't really have life. I believe I bought this one as well for 1 exalt. It barely has no life, but it has 3 elemental resistances. This is still my original boot, life resistances. I don't even have movement speed on it. I have a drop on the shield. I think the focus here, it doesn't have block chance, but this one has decent energy shield, some spell damage, and also cast speed. That is pretty decent. Use whatever charm that is appropriate for different scenarios. I believe This one plays out like really well for the final boss for the campaign, the Dwayarni. Last phase, it had 2 phases. I played it very comfortably. Respect my Ascendency points to Spell Leech. I can defeat him very easily. However, in the mapping, I'm still like on tier 1, tier 2. I haven't done a lot of the tasks, but one of the downside you can see here, our mana will be drained really fast, especially when a lot of the commit are dropping. And then it does not only cost the mana, it will also cost a lot of our life. Since I already have 42% critical chance on a majority of my skills, I don't think I have enough blood orbs dropped on the ground. Sometimes I can't keep my health bar high. I either have to drink my health potion or either die. I don't think right now I have the red gear towards higher tier maps. So what I want to do is probably pick up more energy shield along the way. Like at least increase energy shield. I believe we have a really good one on the top here, 60%. Increase maximum energy shield, and also, oh, this is too slower start of energy shield recharge. I believe that's fine. So 15% plus 60%, that's gonna be a lot. And maybe some more energy shield here. So I'll look for more energy shield, try to become more tanky. Overall, I think so far this build feels in a very good state. It's probably not the very fast build because we have to constantly looking for refill our mana. If we don't have mana, this commit will not drop. We have to basically do a lot of manual operation to keep our damage up top. If we manually cast our commit, that's gonna deal a lot of damage. I hope this video is helpful and give you some hints and tips for how to play a cold witch, blood mage. In the end, I don't know why this Sanguimancy Ascendency node will cost both blood and mana, so this has been holding this build back a lot, I believe. When we're casting, our health bar just be draining really fast. We have to drink our potion to keep it high, or pick up the blood orbs. I guess later when we pick up more critical hit node, I don't think there are a lot of critical hit node on the tree. We may get some more on the weapon and also on the focus. When the critical hit chance reaches maybe around 65 or even 75%, this build may become really good because we can pick up a lot of the blood orbs on the ground, so we don't have to worry about our life. Then that will be the ideal state. This is the update for this video. I hope you enjoyed it, and see you in the next one.